Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwarash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Sincere Shalom to the hopeful elect out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom to you all. All right, I came across this headline when I was at work. I was thinking this would make a great video, man. Because, when I'm making videos through the spirit, I'll say certain things. And then, you know, later on, it'll be confirmed, like through these headlines and through different things. Like, I wasn't just talking, like literally the Spirit of the Lord, you know, was speaking through me, man. Because sometimes, when Jake gets angry at Esau, we'll start talking and shit, and I might say something that could be kind of reaching, but this ain't reaching, man. What I said a while ago is that these devils would rather burn money than help the poor. All right, and here you can see it. I'm just gonna read the headline. It says the Trump administration is spending $130,000 to burn $800,000 worth of food meant for hungry children. Now, without even going into the article and what the details are, and how long the food's been sitting there, it doesn't matter. The food is still good, okay? Which I read the article, okay, and we'll go into it a little bit. But just so y'all can see, man, all right, the food, they could give that out for free. Somebody could literally come over to where it is and collect it and sell it themselves. And these people that have this food, right, these devils that have possession of all this food, they don't have to lift a finger, okay? A finger. So you can see how Esau thinks, man. Okay, this is the man. These are the people that rule the earth, and I'm not talking about Trump. All right, now Trump is he's more powerful than the run-of-the-mill Edomites at your job, but ultimately he's under the command of the international banking families. Okay, these elite banking families like Rothschilds and them. Okay, these guys rule the earth, and then they put in their little puppet presidents and all that in power. And this is the spirit that's on the earth, man. All right, like all these different grocery stores where they throw away tons and tons of food every week, because technically you could get sued. They always give an excuse, but we know how Esau is with excuses, man. I don't believe nothing Esau says, man. The scriptures tell you plainly. All right, let's go into the scriptures. All right, first let's go into the law. All right, what does the law say about wasting food? All right, this is Leviticus 19:10. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. All right, so you plant a vineyard, you're supposed to take all the grapes, not all the grapes, Salakia. You're supposed to take the majority of the grapes and then leave a few throughout the vineyard so that if a poor person comes in, right, which it says in the next part of the verse, thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am Yahweh your power. You see, so the stranger, right, and the poor, right, those who are less fortunate, they deserve to live, all right? See, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the creator of heaven and earth, he doesn't have the attitude of, go get a job, all right? The Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai doesn't have that attitude, all right? Now, of course, you should get a job, okay? But what I'm getting at is that not everybody is fortunate. Some people have certain problems and things that, cause them to be poor. And that you got to accept that and follow the law. The protocol is to leave a little bit of your abundance, leave a little bit of that for the poor, man. Right? Well, what do these supermarkets do? They throw them out. Why? Why are they throwing out all this food? Hell, and the thing that gets me about it is not only are they getting rid of the food, they're paying money to get rid of it. Meaning they would rather pay money to make sure that somebody who's poor doesn't get it. They will pay money to burn food just so you can't have it. You see? All right? And they can't tell me no different. There's no excuse here. All right? And these are the people that rule the earth, the unprofitable Edomites, man. All right, let's do this. Let's go to Psalms 147 and verse 19. It says, he showeth, right? Speaking about Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, he showeth his word unto Jacob. All right, what's the word? The scriptures, this truth, the law, right? The law and the testimony, man, the whole Bible. All right? He showeth his word unto Jacob. Who's Jacob? The Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Right? He hath not dealt so with any nation. See? So these Edomites, they can't be the people, man. They can't be the Israelites, man, because you see the people over there in Israel, they're in bed with America. And if you look at those people in Israel, they're the same race as the Americans over here, as the Romans, as any modern-day European. They're just so-called white people, right? But they put, this title on themselves as being the JOOs, but they're not. And we have to say it like that because they attack videos for speaking the truth. All right? It says, he had not dealt so with any nation, right? So the Lord is not dealing with these Edomites, man. As you can see, they don't follow the law. All right? And we could do a whole video about how these people over there don't follow the law over in Israel. Okay, but this video is more about, the Edomites in general. It says, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. So the Lord is only dealing with one people, and that's the Israelites, man. All right, so you Israelites that are new to the channel, that don't know, you are a special person. If you are a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you're special. You're a holy person that the Lord has set apart from all these other races of people, man. Yeah, the Lord created all of them, but at the end of the day, he's only dealing with one of them. All right? And that's the apple of his eye, the Israelites. All right? And, just an example, another example of the wickedness of Esau, man. All right? All the injustices that we have to go through under this devil. All right? Burning food. You see, that's the mindset. That's the same people that tell you that you in the ghetto because you lazy. You see? Now, they keep you there systematically, man. All right? Look at this. Sirach 14 and 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. Right? That's Esau for you, man. All right? We know that who the Edomites are because the ruling race on this earth right now is the so-called white man. Right? So the scriptures tells you who's going to be ruling in these last days. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world. Right? So who's ruling in the end of the world is Esau. So by definition then, these so-called white people are Esau, Edomites. It says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, meaning when Esau's world goes down, when Yahweh Shai returns and destroys all these nations, man, all right, especially the top nation, which is the Edomites, all right, then Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to establish the kingdom of heaven. And who's going to rule in the kingdom of heaven? What nation? The Israelites, us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. See, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so, the Lord created this heavens and the earth for us. And we're going through our punishment right now under this devil, Esau, which the Lord sent against us for our sins. And for proof of this, all you got to do is read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Okay? And but just some examples of the things we going through, some of the injustices and things like not just them throwing food away and depriving our people of basic necessities. Okay? But even things they shouldn't be making money off of. They making money off of, right? Like this, Lamentations 5:4. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold onto us, right? Wood grows on trees, man. Water is everywhere. Why are we paying for water? You see, because this devil, he commoditizes everything, man. He wants everything to be a commodity that he could just sell and profit from. All right, he'll create a whole industry that doesn't even need to exist. All right, like I saw another headline that was talking about here, let's pull this up real quick. There's a headline that's talking about Donald Trump. Here, let's get it. Coca-Cola, real sugar. Here we go. I think this is it. Trump suggests Coca-Cola return to cane sugar. Beverage giants responds. So for those of y'all that don't know, Coca-Cola, if you look on the back and you read the ingredients, you know, you might ask yourself, where does the sweetness come from? I don't see any sugar in here. Well, you got to read the main ingredient. It's called high fructose corn syrup. All right. It's a poisonous fake sugar created by these huge corporations in order to rake in massive profits at the expense of your health. Okay, because this sugar is very fucking cheap to make, and real sugar is more expensive. Okay, but you know, real sugar, that's the Lord ordained that, man. Right? You got sugar cane, you got fruits, they have real sugar in it. All right, but this high fructose corn syrup is an invention of this devil, Esau Edom. All right, like the scriptures say, Esau sits in the temple of the Most High as if he is the Most High. All right, roughly paraphrasing, because this devil thinks that he can make the Lord's creation better than what it actually is, you see? But look at this. Trump suggests Coca-Cola return to cane sugar. Beverage giant responds. United States President Donald Trump has claimed to have been joining forces with and assisting the soft drink giant Coca-Cola to use real cane sugar in their beverages in America. Coca-Cola has responded to the matter. Reported by Al Jazeera, Donald Trump, who was recently diagnosed with CVI, chronic venous insufficiency, took to his Truth Social platform on July 16, 2025 regarding bringing back real cane sugar to the Coke in the U.S. I have been speaking to Coca-Cola about using real cane sugar in Coke in the United States, and they have agreed to do so. I'd like to thank all those in authority at Coca-Cola. This will be a very good move by them. You'll see, it's just better. Let's see here. President Donald Trump has often been photographed enjoying Diet Coke, which contains an artificial sweetener called aspartame. Right, aspartame is another poisonous sugar. It's not even real. It doesn't even have calories. So it's a chemical. It's not even like high fructose corn syrup. It does cause your blood sugar to spike. Even though it's like a very low quality sugar, it's still kind of like a sugar. But this aspartame is just a chemical that tricks your body into thinking it's sugar. And the worst part about it, if you read into it, aspartame, they did a study with mice, all right? It caused significant increases in cancer rates in mice. Okay, you can look up the actual studies if you want. Yeah, for you brothers out there, don't drink any diet sodas whatsoever. You're better off just drinking the sugary soda. All right, and if you're trying to be healthy and or maybe you got diabetes or whatever, and you're trying to eliminate that, you know, just don't drink soda. All right, but you're gonna destroy yourself You see, this devil, he'll make shit unhealthy and then he'll offer you a quote unquote healthy version of it. But the healthy version is worse than the original version. Right? And by healthy, I mean, you know, they push this Diet Coke like it's healthy. You know, it ain't. It ain't. But anyway, it says, after Donald Trump's Truth Social post, the beverage giant quickly responded with a statement shared with People magazine. In the statement, Coca-Cola said, "We appreciate President Trump's enthusiasm for our iconic Coca-Cola brand." More details. And let's see. This ain't the shit that I was looking for. This ain't the article I was looking for. Let's see if I can find the one I was looking for. Fucking, they got all mad articles on it, but they don't got the one I want. Corn industry. Had to do with the daggone corn industry. Here we go. This looks like it. Replacing, says, high fructose corn syrup versus cane sugar in foods, the cost of switching ingredients. Replacing high fructose corn syrup with cane sugar could come at a cost, according to industry experts. Of course, the industry that sells you this garbage is going to say there's a cost. But, you know, the shit that people are eating now comes at a cost, and that's the cost of your life. Right? People are dying in their 40s and 50s from cancer and diabetes and all type of bullshit because these guys want to line their pockets, right? It says bulk high fructose corn syrup cost about 35 cents a pound for 2025, only rising from 27 cents in 2015 and remaining fairly close to this price. Yada, yada, yada. In comparison, the price of refined sugar is $1.01. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, real sugar costs 3 times as much. But it's worth it, man, because it's real, man. It's real, it's good for you. All right? It says, I have been speaking to Coca-Cola about using real cane sugar. It's better, yada, yada, yada. We read that in the other article. All right? Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. All right. It is cane sugar. Yeah, I can't find it. There's so many articles on it right now. But basically, these corn industries were complaining like, oh, you know how many billions of dollars and how many billions of dollars we're going to lose and how many people are going to lose their jobs and how many industries are going to close. Like, fuck all them bitch-ass industries, man. That shouldn't even exist, man. Why is there companies, this you know, employing people to run this giant corporation to poison the masses, you see? And these devils, you know, they'll actually sit there and listen to that argument, man. But now that Donald Trump has an illness, now he's health conscious, man. Remember a couple years ago he was talking about eating McDonald's. He was like, oh, McDonald's is my favorite restaurant. You see? So, bullshit, man. These Edomites, they got to go, man. But that's that scripture that says, here, let's get it. This is Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Right? And these devils, Esau, you know, you can see how all these toxic foods, they market it towards our people. And when you go to the hood, you know, you don't have any health food stores. You don't have Whole Foods in the hood. You don't have organic foods in the hood. You have these big corporations. You know, you have these Coca-Colas, Frito-Lays, all these different shitty companies that with their shitty foods. That's, you know, what Esau did to fuck our people up. But guess what? He dug a hole for our people. Now he's falling in it, man. How many Edomites children coming out autistic now? How many Edomites, like Mr. Trump, got an illness, right? Now he wants to tell Coca-Cola to use real sugar. You see? He had a change of heart, so-called. Yeah. So, yeah, man, these Edomites are the devil, man. Jake, stop worshiping Esau. Know what time it is. We are the Israelites. The Lord is dealing with us, man. All right. If you see the title of this article talking about, the one we saw earlier about them spending money to burn free food instead of giving it out, okay, that should break your heart, you know. But Esau gets a raging heart on for shit like that. It's like, yeah, that food would have fed people for free, and then those people wouldn't have spent money. And if they not spending money, that's gonna hurt our profits. So let's burn that shit. So they have to spend money. See, that's how these devils think. It's all about greed. This whole capitalism, this whole system is part of the Babylon wine that the scriptures talk about. And that's what's got this whole world mad, right? The nations are mad. Let's get that. Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Right? And the word mad is going into crazy, because these nations have partaken in the ways of Esau. Okay, because you got all these other nations that are, they're not on our level, but they have a little bit more sense in their head, on how to rule a society, but they've fallen for Esau's shit because Esau's the ruling empire, man. And a lot of these nations really have no choice. Esau will send their military and bomb whoever doesn't want to live the way Esau says. Esau, he has these foreign policies. You got to accept Moism, womanism, right? Fem, INISM, right? You gotta start adopting Western culture. Even people, that's why they got this whole war in the Middle East, man, because the Middle Eastern people, the Ishmaelites, are wild people, like the scriptures say, and they want to live the way they want to live. So they're not going to submit to Esau, all right, or they're going to try not to, right? And according to prophecy, they're going to have a hand in Esau's destruction, all right? But as you can see, man, this wine has been spread all throughout the earth, man, all right? And that's part of the wine, all right? This selfish greed, this capitalism, all right, oppressing the poor at all costs, all right? But it's coming to an end soon, man, all right? They just announced something about crypto taking over, right? So, everything's moving in that direction. Everybody and their mama got a crypto account. They're trading coins, all right? The people are getting used to it. And this devils, they're going to end up using that to mandate the MOTB very soon, because everybody's used to it, and that's part of gradualism as well. Okay, but of course, you got Jacob's trouble looming, right? All hell breaking loose. Okay, which that's going to be the perfect time for them to mandate that technology. That way, they can, in their mind, get their new world order, man. But see, the scriptures are so accurate, man. We're going into the scriptures describing who these people are, these Edomites, all right? Read the other scriptures. It explains who we are, the Israelites, okay? And the scriptures tell us that all these future events are going to happen, like MOTB, Jacob's trouble, the return of Yahushai, okay? We're patiently awaiting that, all right? And, we just got to keep strong in the faith and keep doing what we've been doing, man. And these devils, Esau, Edom, is going to get taken down, man. All right, we're going to have a kingdom wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. A kingdom where you don't gotta act like a piece of shit to get along with everybody, man. A kingdom where you could just be a good person, like the scriptures tell us to, man. All right, as the scriptures define being good, not as, you emotional ass people out there, and if the shoe fits, wear it, because there's a lot of people that think, being a good person is about, doing what makes you feel good. It's not always like that. All right, sometimes being a good person is handing out judgment. All right, sometimes being a good person is correcting somebody to their face and hurting their feelings. You see, like the scriptures tell us to correct our fellow Israelites, man. If they're going off worshiping white Jesus, which that's a different Yahushai. That's not the Yahushai that the Bible preaches. The Bible describes a so-called black man with white woolly hair. The Bible describes his people as an oppressed people that are always getting taken advantage of. All right, does the picture make sense now? All right, who's in the ghettos? Who's getting raped, robbed, and murdered on a daily basis, man? Who's getting taken advantage of? All right, so it all connects. It's all a big puzzle that the Lord had the prophets put it together. And you people are hearing it in real time, man. The elect is being sealed as we speak. And soon it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late to repent. All right, they're talking about all these outages, internet outages. All right, they could be a cyber attack. There could be, the grid could go out. All right, and that's the famine of the word, man. All hell breaking loose. That's it. So now is the time to get right with Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All right, getting immersed. I think about it like a swimming pool. You get immersed in the water. Hey, you get immersed in these scriptures, man. That's what the true baptism is about. All right, that's what it means to be baptized, to be immersed, right, in these scriptures, changing your mind. You've thought one way your whole life. This is the new way to think, according to this word. And if it contradicts what you think, change what you think, man. All right, but with that, I pray this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. I know it was kind of all over the place, just kind of going off the spirit and just looking at some precepts. And but yeah, man, I prayed it was edifying, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Warash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom wa, abad babal. Shalom.